Joe, if you're listening, you stupid fuck. He looks like one of those guys that from Long Island that wants to be a white rapper, but he's 30-something years old, lives in his parents' basement with the droopy cap and the whatever, but he thinks he's Howard Stern, and he's got a cool way of talking in the microphone, and he's a shock jock or whatever, and somehow or another he accumulates followers on Twitter. It's fucking pathetic. So please, nobody listen to anything involving a guy named Joe Cronin, because it's just so fucking sad.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Monday Night Raw review for February 5th, 2018. It was another sleeper, as we call them. It's been a long time since we really had a great Monday Night Raw. We may never have a great Monday Night Raw ever again at this rate, it feels like. And I'm ready to accept that fact. But there was a couple things that I liked tonight. But for the most part, I thought it was all trash. But let's go to, real quick, I want to get an idea from Jake DeMarco here. Jake, what was your favorite part of the night of Raw tonight?
I enjoyed the fact that they started it with a match instead of, the Authority or some continued storyline babbling on and on for 25 minutes straight. It was a pretty good match, too. I mean, all participants involved, it wasn't great, but it was decent. It was, Raw-worthy. We had Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt face each other. We knew the outcome beforehand, We knew Bray stood no chance whatsoever in winning. But it was good to see Matt Hardy come out in the end. They're going to try and build steam once again towards the Final Deletion match. So
Right.
The opening was solid.
Yeah,
the wrestling was decent tonight, but a lot of the story stuff was really either poorly directed and driven or confusing as all hell.
Yeah, I really didn't care for tonight. It felt like a discombobulated uphill battle, as always.
Yeah, I know Kurt Angle's taken one too many chair shots, but he just can't speak on the microphone.
Dude, he's like retarded. Like, I think he might be like fucking, like, he might need a helmet soon. But you know what? His one of the things I liked was his interaction with Alexa Bliss. Because Alexa Bliss brought up a real thing, like, why don't I have to defend my title? And then he's like, well, you haven't had to defend your title since October. So, Braun defended his belt at Royal Rumble. Now it's your turn to defend your belt. So that was a great point. I was like, damn, I didn't think of that. And then she was like, well, you make the matches. And I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah, like, so she really,
that interaction, even though Kurt Angle is, like, borderline needs a walker, like it seems like, that interaction was awesome. Like, I thought that was great. That was one of my favorite parts of Raw tonight. And
yeah, it was really well done. And she's usually, delivers quite well on the mic. I enjoyed what she had to say.
Yeah, she can speak better than Kurt now, right now.
She can. Most people can. He just made it a little too confusing. I'm not sure if he was saying that Asuka already decided that she was going to face Alexa Bliss, or if he meant that Nia Jax would be inserted in the championship match either way, or I know he couldn't even remember that it was a chamber match that they were going to have, so I take everything what he says with a grain of salt until they confirm it later, but still.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm confused at all that. And the weird thing, too, was like, if Nia beats Asuka, then she's in a match?
Yeah, she gets inserted into the championship match. Okay. All right. But didn't you just say like it's so ass backwards.
So here's the question. Are they literally giving Nia Jax to Asuka so they can really make Asuka just look insane when she beats Nia Jax now one-on-one? Or is Nia Jax really somehow going to get the win over Asuka, which would give Asuka her first loss going into that match?
That's kind of my worry in one sense. I don't think they'd be foolish enough, but you never know. The last I heard was that Asuka was going to face Charlotte. That was going to be set in stone.
Right.
Ronda Rousey was going to team with The Rock. WWE confirmed earlier today on their Facebook page that he's coming to do something. All they said was, and here we thought The Rock's schedule was busy enough. So we know he's coming back tentatively soon. He's also going to be coming back to promote some challenge thing he's doing on network television. So there's that. So the speculation now is that him and Rousey will be teaming to face Triple H and Stephanie, which they started at WrestleMania 31, I think it was.
Yeah.
It was a while ago, but at least they can go back to that storyline. And then Asuka, as I said, taking on Charlotte, and then Alexa Bliss was supposed to be facing Nia Jax. So it's like best friend versus best friend kind of idea. And they were going to have their Total Diva storyline. And I called that the night of the Rumble. I said that I bet you that's what would happen. So,
which has been the most ridiculous thing that's been going on is the whole, like, Alexa Bliss is friends with Nia, but then she turned on her, but then they forgot about that and they're friends again. And
they forgot about that the same night.
Nobody cares about this friendship angle with the two of them. No matter what they do with it, if they fight, like, oh, best friends are fighting, like, nobody cares anyway. So just drop it, because nobody cares.
Yeah, but it does worry me. Will they want to? Do they care about Total Divas so much that they'll actually, do so at the cost of Asuka's winning streak?
If they did that, I don't even know. I can't believe they would do that. But I could see them doing
us
it
before. They're pretty ham-fisted about decisions when it comes to Total Divas. So.
Oh my God, dude! I mean,
we thought the Miz was going to beat, the John Cena last year up until we figured out that the proposal was going to happen. Once that came to light, we're like, oh, forget it. The Miz has no chance. There's no reason John should have won last year with Nikki.
Yeah,
but it was all to get that proposal angle done for Total Divas.
Yeah, which is I hate Total Divas. It's ruined
a lot of the intrigue.
The more you watch Total Divas
backstage,
the more you watch Total Divas, the more you tie it in. Like, oh, I get why they're doing this now because of Total Divas. I get it.
Yeah, sadly. One of the things I really want to address is they've got. I was going to make this video earlier. They've got a lot of injuries right now. It's pretty telling and nerve-wracking. Alicia Fox is injured, right? So okay, not a huge blow to them. But enough of one. They had to change plans with Mandy Rose for the Mixed Match Challenge. She's now tagging with Goldust. Big Cass, still injured. Big Show, still injured. Brian Kendrick has that orbital sockle and nasal bridge break. We got Dean Ambrose.
Hey, speaking of him, where is Kent? Where is Hideo Itami?
He's relegated to 205 Live, but
we really haven't seen him since he did that.
I think he's going to be there tomorrow. I think they said something during Raw that set up one of the cruiserweight bracket elimination matches with Itami tomorrow.
Man, I'm telling you what, Jake, you can tell when there's a boring night on Raw. This must have been a majorly boring show for people. Because I can tell right now, because our viewership is at 8:59.
Yeah, it was just a boring night. There was nothing to really keep your ass in your seat. I mean, granted, I like the way they did the main event. I should say that. I'll give them credit. I like them giving a point to the main event happening. That simple stipulation of whoever wins gets the last spot, the coveted last spot in the chamber match. At least you were invested in it a little bit more than them just having the match. There was a reason for you to root for somebody. You didn't just want Elias to win. This gives Elias a chance to face Brock Lesnar at Mania, That little bit of intrigue goes a long way, personally.
Everyone in the chat's saying Hideo Itami's facing Roderick Strong tomorrow. That's right.
All right. So I remember hearing that before, but thank you, chat.
That's his debut match?
Yeah, I wasn't quite positive.
Yeah, I forgot he was coming
Drew
out.
McIntyre, one of the Colon brothers is still injured. Jeff Hardy is still injured. Noam Dar is still injured. Paige, they're having her come out in ring gear, but they won't let her retire. They want her to take on some new role. Well, her being a manager doesn't feel like a new role, does it?
No.
R-Truth is still injured. I mean, again, that's not a major blow, but and now Samoa Joe, that's one that's huge. And it feels like all their plans just keep getting muddied up and destroyed. And we've seen this year after year. So do they have to really take, time to reevaluate these live shows and, see what better suits the wrestlers? Because so much is to be determined now for WrestleMania. And this seems to happen every year. Like WrestleMania, I think it was 32, really suffered. There was a lot of injuries where every champion from the year before was injured that next year.
Yeah, I remember that.
Now with this year, it's starting to take shape and form where we're getting the same results again. It only takes one or two injuries here to really screw up everything that they're working towards.
That's true, man. In the past, you don't always think about injuries. I feel like we think about injuries in WWE now almost like we think about them on a sports team. Like when you lose a couple guys, it's like, woo. You know, it's kind of like the Patriots the other day. It's like, oh, Cooks is out, and what if Gronkowski gets hurt now? You know, it's like kind of like that with WWE. It's like, well, what if Brock Lesnar gets injured before Mania, and then like Seth Rollins gets hurt, and
yeah, originally I guess
Styles
Brock was
hurt.
going to defend his championship in the chamber, and then because of the injury bug, they were worried and didn't want him to compete at all. They want to keep him, you know, as healthy as possible. They don't even want to risk it. But then they go ahead and they put him on a house show against Kane.
Mm-hmm.
So it's seemingly ass backwards, but I just, you think here, you know, if you break it down just ever so slightly, it really starts to, you know, be very telling. I don't know what they're going to do as far as, you know, you had Jason Jordan. Originally it was going to be Dean Ambrose facing Seth Rollins. They were going to do the heel turn with Dean. Dean got injured. Then they were going to do the Jason Jordan storyline against Seth Rollins. Now Jason Jordan supposedly needs surgery and is going to be out for up to a year.
Up to a year?
Up to 12 months at this point with this neck injury that he has.
Oh, my God.
Right here on the recent edition of Wrestling Observer
Holy
Radio, it was revealed that Jason Jordan's neck injury is much more serious than initially diagnosed, and the surgery he's having is going to guarantee that he'll be out of ring for competition for the rest of the 2018 calendar year. Some people were even worried that he was going to be forced to retire. I know Brendan and I were talking earlier at Trexter, and you know we don't want to see the guy be forced to retire. It's the same neck injury that happened to Arn Anderson and Chris Benoit.
That's crazy, man.
It's a really severe injury.
What a waste.
Jordan's done everything to try and avoid surgery,
Dude.
but I guess he's having numbness and loss of feeling in his hands and lower limbs.
Jason Jordan is like 24.
Yeah.
You're telling me that he's out a year? What? I mean, not that he's not annoying as shit.
He's 29, actually. I just looked it up.
Really? He seems like he's younger.
He seems a lot younger, though. But
he does.
It's upsetting.
He's only
so now that's a year from him.
That's crazy, man. I didn't.
So now
I thought he was
that's
hurt.
Why
we knew he was hurt.
Using him, and
that's nuts.
Yeah, it's so you know, now that storyline shot.
He really.
That's why they had him not be able to wrestle tonight.
Rick Badboy just said he really is his dad's son
with a broken freaking neck. You know, if he opts out to have surgery right away, it's still remaining to be seen. But he's supposed to rest and heal for a minimum of 3 to 6 months with this neck surgery.
Damn, son.
Yeah. Typically, they advise athletes be out of full contact for a year to a year and a half. So.
Jesus Christ. He can easily.
So now what are they going to do?
Well, easily he can follow Kurt around, like questioning him with the bow tie, like being a douchebag. Like, I'm sure that stuff's going to happen. Let's play these donations here. Let's see what we got. We got Kane. What's up to Null Death, you dirty fucking slick bastard? I'll salt you up.
Hey Joe and Jake. This Raw makes me regret having the ability to see and hear. First we have Kurt Angle having like 4 strokes. I mean, come on, you are sober yet you sound drunker than ever. Also, fuck storylines, right? WWE. Mickey gets help by Sparkle, bitch.
Yeah, why did... That was weird. Mickey James got help by Alexa Bliss. Yeah, that was bizarre. I get it. It sounded like they were trying to turn her face anyway when she was cutting that SJW.
Yes, that's the plan. They're going to turn
by the
her.
way, I don't think that was... People were saying that she went... Well, I'll tell you in a minute.
9 bucks for a fuck. Someone donated 9. I'm getting hard. I got 9 inches inside of your wife. 9 bucks. I'm shooting my semen to the ceiling. I'm coming and my balls have turned blue. 9 bucks. Suck my dick.
Suck it and swallow it. Suck it.
What's up, Joe and Jake? Raw was nothing but SJW cancer and AIDS tonight. Predictable matches as always. This SJW stuff in WWE is getting fucking old now. They need to let Sasha win the belt and turn her heel. Glad Elias got the win tonight, but that was it.
Triple Gaming, thank you, bro. I appreciate that. We'll talk about the
I'm Seanzviews Entertainment.
We'll talk about the so-called SJW stuff in a second.
Do you want to see my dick? I will show you my penis.
Yo, Triple Gaming, it's inside me.
Feud, don't screw with me, or else I'll show you my pee-pee. Do you want to see my dick?
You want to see my goddamn dick? My name's Seanzviews. I expose my cock on YouTube.
I'm not like most boys, who whine and bitch online, like a plastic little cuck boy. Look at me, I'm not like most boys.
I'm not like most boys. What's up to the goon? The goon, motherfucker. Yeah, Seanzviews is not like most boys, for sure.
No, he's obsessed with one CM Punk.
Yeah, he's going to make another CM Punk video tomorrow. Yeah,
you know he's returning, right?
Yeah, he's coming back.
Seanzviews told me this earlier, so I'm excited.
You know, I don't think that... oh, by the way, the Eagles were who I thought they were. They weren't who Bailey thought they were, though, and this is what Bailey had to say.
I was wildly wrong.
What was that again, Bailey?
I was wildly wrong.
Say that again, Bailey. Say it one more time, Bailey.
I was wildly wrong.
I was wildly wrong.
I was wildly wrong.
Yes, you were, Bailey. You were very wrong. I don't think it was SJW tonight, as far as Alexa goes. I thought she brought up an actual point that everybody agreed with, that this is bullshit. Like, why am I defending my belt? But then Kurt Angle brought up a really good point of, hey, you know, you haven't defended it since October.
Bitch, you ain't done shit. Somebody's watching you, Joe. Somebody's watching us because we brought this up. That was our main point last week.
It was.
And especially on Out of Nowhere as well. We brought it up. Not since October. That's ridiculous.
And I don't know why they brought that up. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if they're trying to, like, turn Alexa Bliss SJW. But this, to me, it wasn't really SJW because she was bringing up a valid point. Like, why do I have to defend it? Like, that was a valid point. You see, when a woman brings up a point that actually makes sense about something and has been wrongly done or justified, you know, injustice has happened, I don't disagree with that, with standing up for that. I don't disagree with that. That's not SJW. And when Kurt Angle replied to her and said, well, you haven't wrestled since October, Brock Lesnar had to defend his title at the Royal Rumble. He defended his belt. Now it's your turn. So you should never defend your belt, but Brock Lesnar, whatever. And it's interesting that they did that because... But typically, Alexa Bliss, normally, guys, would have defended her belt multiple times, right? Normally, monthly, she would defend her belt.
Sometimes even weekly or bi-weekly.
So then she could bring that up and say, why does Brock Lesnar get to defend his belt like every 4 months? But I have to defend mine. Like, I've defended it here, there, and there. But for some bizarre reason, October, November, December, and January, we're in February, she has not defended her belt in a very long time as well. How weird is that?
Yeah, but I like the retort with her saying to him as well, you know, well, you make the matches.
Right. So
again, it's his fault for not booking her sooner.
Yeah, I agree. I think Alexa's going true feminist, like here.
but she's also, she's supposed to be turning heel, and I guess they're going to eventually make Asuka into, or excuse me, she's going face and have Asuka go heel.
I don't know. I think they were trying to get the crowd to cheer for her tonight, almost, and then they didn't get it, and then
yeah.
Why would they? I guess
they think with the language barrier, it'd be easier to make her heel. She could just attack people, and Asuka would have an easier time, like representing herself without having to speak. And if she did have to speak, you know, faces typically have to say more. They have to go through trials and tribulations, and as where heels can just say, you know, quick little quips of, you know.
Well, they could paint Asuka like this crazy, out of control psychopath, you know, like where it's like she's beating everyone, she's hurting everyone, someone has to stand up and stop her, you know. So they could see them building towards that. But I just don't see why that has to happen right now. I don't get it. Like, why not just leave Alexa where she is?
I don't know.
Unless they're building Nia.
They don't have many other heels on, you know, on Raw. Who else do they have? The Absolution, you know. They're still too green to be taken as true threats, and then they lost. You know, Sonya lost tonight anyways. So
see, I really like Asuka and everything. Like when she has that especially like in NXT, and sometimes she's great. But I'm concerned about where you go with somebody like this. You know, Lesnar has a talking piece, you know, and he's sort of the same way. Like, he's like can never really lose. He always wins these big fights. But you're bringing in someone that you pretty much created here in Asuka. And you're having her just kind of push to the moon, and eventually somebody has to lose here. And if Asuka's not this, I don't know. I just don't see where it's going. Like, I don't see what they're doing here.
Yeah, I don't see Asuka and Rousey facing each other yet. I think they're going to hold that off for a while. I don't think they want Asuka to lose this streak yet. That's why I don't think she'll lose to Nia Jax. You just never know, because they pull curveballs on us all the time. Their booking decisions sometimes start to seem smart, or they're heading in one direction, and then they just tend to flip and do something asinine without any justification. So
we got more drama out of that trash talk today than fucking Monday Night Raw got.
Than we did with anything, you know, that Raw presented us. And sadly, it's true. You know, I like that they're pushing Elias. I've heard, you know, recently, they're going to start giving him more time to speak.
We knew this was coming, man. We've been saying this.
Yeah, we've seen it for a long time now.
The night after WrestleMania. I'm still looking. The night after WrestleMania. Who wants to walk with Elias? That building is going to roar for that.
Absolutely. And like Derek just said as well, you know, Bayley versus Banks is coming. Yeah, we've seen that happening for a long time now. Very long. You know, Sasha Banks was supposed to go heel and turn on Bayley. They hinted at it again tonight. You know, they talked about Banks eliminating Bayley from the Rumble and not sharing her secrets on how to beat Asuka. And they had their little, you know, clash back and forth, which was done well. I enjoyed their backstage segment. It wasn't cringeworthy like usual. Bayley didn't sound like a whiny fan. But I don't know. They'd have to do a lot to really make people care, I think. I think a lot of things right now feel like too little too late. And I hate to say that, but they're going to have to really work on building the interest again. Because all these storylines, as epic as they should have been, should have happened months and months and months ago. And because they waited so long to pull the trigger, it would have been better when Bayley or Sasha were the champion. It would have been better when, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a few things that missed the mark. I think that Braun could have been the champion already when he went back to, when did he have his match? Great Balls of Fire? And maybe Brock took it back at Survivor Series. You know, they missed little things here and there that I think could have better served them.
How about Braun winning the Rumble? Like, that could have been crazy, too.
That could have been great as well. I mean, Nakamura, sure, he deserves it, but I feel like they could have gotten him to AJ Styles without him winning the Rumble.
Yeah, it feels like they could have just said, you know, like AJ Styles like challenges someone, he comes out, or those things.
Everybody already wanted to see, as far as, you know, smart fans goes, you know, the marquee smart ones, they wanted to see Nakamura face AJ. That was, you know, asked for a long time now, so that's kind of like a set in stone fantasy
I think
match.
that, you know what though, Jake, I do think they wanted people to be happy at the Rumble, like very happy, and I think they're pretty happy with Shinsuke winning.
Yeah, I think they were happy with Shinsuke winning, but I think that had Braun won, it really would have been unexpected and well deserved.
Yeah, it would have definitely been well deserved, but
I mean, when Nakamura won, I was kind of like, because we just knew it was, you know, we've known for weeks and weeks.
Was Braun even? Braun wasn't even in the Rumble, was he?
Braun?
Yeah, was he? He wasn't in the Rumble. He never got eliminated.
Honest, I don't even remember.
I don't remember either.
It's terrible. I think he was, but
I have a short-term memory. I don't even remember.
Yeah, you're asking the guy with brain damage. I'm telling you.
Well, you know, what about the Elimination Chamber? Is Braun in that?
Yeah, he is going to be in the Elimination Chamber this year. But this is all to determine the number one contender.
He needs to win that. He's going to win the Elimination Chamber. I mean,
I think he is too. But Roman's in the Elimination Chamber as well. So
yeah, well, he's going to get eliminated.
I hope so. I genuinely hope so. I think that, you know, a lot of people are saying right now that we're going to get Finn and Miz at Mania for the IC title. Yeah, I feel the same way. I don't know why the Miz is even in there when he already has the IC title. He made it sound good to be the first Universal Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, Braun fought Kane and Lesnar. I remember that, Moki, but I don't remember. He was not in the Rumble this year. No, he wasn't in the Rumble. You were right. I couldn't recall, but I'm thinking of the year before when he was in the Rumble. They all kind of meld together. So, yeah, he wasn't even in the Rumble this year. He was just in the championship match, and that took place after the men's Rumble. So,
Well, let me sell this deal over on the YouTube channel. Guys, my other YouTube channel, which we can't go live from for a couple months, but my other YouTube channel, youtube.com/corruptedpodcast. Big show's coming out. It's actually it's taken forever to upload on there because I can't upload while I'm doing live shows or it eats up the internet, and then we'd be bouncing in and out. But coming up later tonight or by tomorrow 11 a.m. depending on how long it takes to upload, there's a big show that's coming up, man. We did an hour podcast today, and randomly at the end it got kind of weird. And you know, Jake was part of this, and you guys wouldn't want to hear this shit. It's an hour long, and it's this is my non-wrestling channel, youtube.com/corruptedpodcast channel, where you can hear clips of the Corrupted Podcast and other shows and stuff like that. But you can hear the Corrupted Podcast if you become a patron, patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. But this will be up. It's an hour podcast, Trash Talk, episode number 4. And here's a clip of what happened earlier. And you guys aren't going to want to miss this. This will be up by the morning.
His website, 3rd. And this is after she posted that lovely thing on Bailey's website.
Oh, no.
Did you just call Bailey a faggot?
No, slip of the tongue, sorry.
No.
Wow, so wait a second here, because what's going on with you and Bailey? Wait a minute. What's happening with you
nothing.
and Bailey?
I tried to talk to Bailey. He never talked to me, so I just let that go.
Okay. Well, you know, he's one of the guys that thinks that you're a turncoat.
Keep going.
Figures. Fuck Bailey. He doesn't like me. I know that for a fact. So
why do you think that?
I gave up.
Why is that?
After everything that went down with the stupid fucking audio that.
Well, there it is. There's a little clip, little teaser, and here's one more time. This is great.
This is after she posted that lovely thing on Bailey's website.
Oh, no.
Did you just call Bailey a faggot?
No, slip of the tongue, sorry.
Wow, it is. It's heating
Muy
up.
caliente.
It's heating up over there, Jake. Now
It's spicy.
Bailey's upset at me because he thinks that I set.
Because it's all your fault.
That I set the whole thing up, and I go, I know. I mean,
You didn't. You just called me and Ken, and you were like, "Hey, I want to record something." We were just talking about the Super Bowl.
I did prod you at the beginning about like, oh, you know, why do I hear this from some people sometimes? Like, and it was straight up to like making you uncomfortable and see what you had to say to that. But you didn't. You name dropped him on your own like 40 minutes later.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which I thought was like, I was actually shocked by it. I was like, what the hell are you saying? But I get it, and I think you really like him. I think he really likes you. No, I think he's really mad. He
doesn't like me. I've always liked Justin. He doesn't like me, but that's okay.
He would hate that you just said that. He would.
If he liked me, he would have
that.
answered me in the past 2 months.
And it was what a wild fucking episode, man. It's an hour long, guys. It's going up for free on youtube.com/corruptedpodcast. Make sure you subscribe to that channel, because that's going to be what the fuck with that, man. You gave me gold and I didn't even know that was going to happen. Like, I was like, oh, this is getting crazy.
I'm always gold, baby.
Yeah, but he believes that he does believe that I set that whole thing up or something.
No, you didn't. You had no prior knowledge to anything. Once again.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was looking for something today, but I didn't know I was getting that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. No, you just heard one thing and it turned into gold for you.
Listen, if I fought KSI, I would go for the uppercut, man. I wouldn't do what Joe Weller did. Joe Weller was it would be a tough fight because this guy has a reach, man. He's got a goddamn. Anybody know how tall KSI is? And he's determined.
Not offhand, but I know he is on the taller side.
I mean, maybe Joe Weller's short. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's my height. I don't know. You know, but I thought KSI was like 6'1" or 6'2". Maybe he's not, though.
I think he's taller than that.
Right.
I'm trying to see here now. I'm looking it up really quick. They had, 1.2 million concurrent viewers on the boxing match. That's incredible.
Yeah,
they sold out 8,000, seats in the venue in London. I mean, it's great for people on YouTube to be
It was painful to watch all those matches before, though. I was like, oh.
Yeah,
like,
I didn't get to see the live stream of it.
When people are wearing helmets and stuff, and then it's just like, I can't take this. Like, just have the one fight. Just have the one fight.
Protective gear. And...
Yeah, we don't need 6 matches, okay, with the protective gear. I don't want to see 6 matches protective gear. I can sit through like 7 UFC fights because it's like they're fighting. There's 2 people fighting. But with the friggin' boxing with a hat with a helmet on, it was just like, give me a fucking break, man.
I guess I thought he was taller, but he's only 6 foot, it says here. I don't know if this is right, but it says he's 72 kilograms and 6 foot tall.
So he's just about an inch taller than me, and I probably weigh more than he does, or the same amount right now because I'm fat, but well, not fat.
And he's
but
worth $4.5 million before the fight. So
let's put me in there. $100,000, I'll beat the shit out of him.
500,000.
I don't know why he's challenging the Paul brothers, dude. They're pussies.
Oh, they would never take a fight.
Logan and Jake are fucking pussies. Like, I would fight him, in a second. Give me 4 months to train. Like, they had 4 months, right? Give me fucking like 2 months. Give me 1 month. I'll give me 2 months. Give me 2 months. I'll be realistic. Give me 2 months. We'll be good to go. This guy should have been exploding on him with uppercuts. Like, exploding. Like, with all his might at some points. And then backing off. And then looking for body shots. Because there was no chance, unless he started leaning into his punches, that he was going to take out KSI. And that he just never gave the physicality he was going to have to do. And he just didn't give it. So he was never going to ever win that fight because he wasn't bringing it. So
yeah, he didn't seem to have enough both strength and stamina either. So
yeah, I mean, he was ready to hang in there for a little while, but it was like he was throwing side punch, like, and when you look at the side punch, it's like, dude, what are you going to do to this guy? This guy is determined, he's big, he's physical, and Joe threw those like sort of like padded like wallops to the side of the head a bunch of times. I remember seeing it, and I was like, and he swung pretty hard, he did swing pretty hard, but it was just futile. It looked like right from the beginning. It was kind of like the Patriots Super Bowl game. It was like, they just couldn't. He never could catch up to get things on his terms. I think that's what Brady said last night. We couldn't play on we never really got a hold of this game to play on our terms. And that's what happened with Joe Weller in this fight. He could never, give it to him for hanging in there for a little while. It took a beating for a little while. But it was, dude, it was not good. I mean, those push jabs that he was doing, he got one good shot on KSI at some point. He did. He pushed him right in the face. He got him real good. But, he should have been looking to follow up. He was kind of looking to take the shot and then back away. And he got him good in the mouth that time. But it was just like, man, you got to look for that uppercut. And he never...
Yeah. Well, the thing is, too, is like, he closed the gap too often. Like you said, his reach wasn't long enough. So he'd get in there, he'd get hit. And he would lean in towards the punches. So he'd actually use his own momentum against himself.
Yeah. He should have been uppercutting. I don't know why. Like, what? Like, real quick. Uppercut jab right to under the chin. Like, I have an example of it. I just found it. Someone sent me a part of the fight, and I was like, oh, this is it right here. Like, he should have exploded up into the chin and rocked this guy's head. And he never.
He was dazed from the get-go, though.
He wanted to sit back and just box, man. And it was like,
not even that though. But I think he lost all composure after getting hit early on, and like I think it was like the 2.5 minute mark of the first round, somewhere around there. And they went ahead, and he just got rocked once. I mean, they both started popping shots off on each other early on, and then once it started to slow down a little bit, it was just a numbers game for KSI. How many shots could he lock in before the round ended?
Well, that being said, what was your worst part of Raw tonight?
One thing that really frustrates me, I don't know about you, it's the local talent that they have facing Nia Jax. I know they're trying to build her up, but she faced Vanessa Floyd tonight in 1 minute and 25. I know they're just trying to get to the interview after the match, but I don't know. They should have had her face someone and had a match similar to what Bayley and Asuka had. Maybe not as long, but I don't feel like she looks exemplary or she really Nia benefits from these squash matches. It doesn't mean anything because then we see her in actual she gets into a real match with other stars and she gets her ass kicked. So showing her going up against local talent means nothing when she faces Bayley and loses, or faces Asuka and loses, or faces Sasha and loses. Yeah, it might have taken 6 people to eliminate her, but that was strictly a size difference. That's how they're playing it.
Ryan,
I don't know. They just
humble him.
And what is up with the new nickname that they had for her? What did they say?
No,
tonight?
I didn't hear it. What new nickname? What?
I'm trying to. I wrote it down somewhere.
They gave Nia a new nickname?
Yeah, they've been saying it recently. Let me see if I can find it quick. They've been calling her something, and maybe the chat will bring it up before I find it in these never-ending notes. But
somebody just said "walk with a whore" in the chat. Let me play a donation while you're looking that up, actually, because we got some stuff here. Hey, yo, the Goon, thanks for donating. The Goon, Triple Gaming with the $9, and Null Death with the 666. Thank you.
$9 for a fuck. Someone donated 9. I'm getting hard. I got 9 inches inside of your wife. $9. I'm shooting my semen to the ceiling. I'm coming and my balls have turned blue. $9. Suck my dick.
Didn't watch Raw, but I want to know your thoughts on what you guys think will happen with Ronda Rousey. Do you think they put her in a title match this early? Love you both.
Hey,
Have
D-Moon.
a kick-ass night, guys.
D-Moon, thank you very much for the $9, D-Moon. We'll talk about that.
Who wants to walk with Cronin? Lol.
Hey, what's up, Renegade Joe Compton? Thank you, Renegade Joe. Good to hear from you, buddy. Thanks for funding the show, buddy. You're the man. Anybody out there wants to help fund the show and keep us going what we do? I know I'm a little bit dead tonight. The Super Bowl was yesterday. I did a lot of stuff today. I am just drained, man. I am so done. Like, it's unbelievable. So I apologize for that. But, yeah, we think Ronda Rousey's teaming up with The Rock, for sure. I think that's what we think. We don't think there's a title. I think we're pretty locked in on this Rock and Rousey thing. But we'll talk to Jake about that. But if he agrees, but I agree. I think he agrees.
That's pretty much where it seems to be going.
Somebody wrote, Nia Jax, drop the sex tape, please. Who's Brian Gax?
Yeah, it's the Irresistible Force. That's what they've been calling her.
The Irresistible Force?
Yeah, Irresistible Force, Nia Jax. I don't know. I don't care for it.
I get it.
I get it, but somebody said the immovable dinner plate.
Battle Cow. Isn't that what Grimm called her, Battle Cow?
No, he called her Nia Fat.
Nia Fat, but then I thought he said Battle Cow, too, in his video.
He might have. I didn't hear it clearly, but yeah, shout out to Kite Lime for the immovable dinner plate line. But yeah, I don't know. That was ridiculous. Because Grimm does all that silly, stupid shit. He's got Gay Wyatt and, Bloman Waynes. And it's all with his, GTS wrestling. He gives everybody some insulting nickname. So it wasn't like he was just picking on Nia. He does it to everybody. He has Bray Wyatt walking around in an action figure with a dress on. He's Gay Wyatt. Talks like a transgendered fool.
It's like, what is he?
It's a
you know what I don't like though?
Play on everybody.
Listen, I talked to Grimm in DMs the minute this was happening. I was speaking with Grimm in DMs like for a while, and one thing I feel bad I didn't say this to. I did say this to him, but I should have been more harsh. Like, he should have never apologized like he did, because everything he does, Gay Wyatt, John Cena, or whatever he calls John Cena, and whoever he calls whoever. So that means you need to take it back on all of them.
Exactly. You can't do your, Ebenezer Middlesdorf, whatever show version of it anymore because you have an insult for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Baby booster bitch, all that shit. He did say Battle Cow, by the way. You were right, Michael Convert.
Why would he, why would he backtrack? See, I wouldn't backtrack. I would say, listen, Nia, I apologize for, you know what I mean, if I hurt your feelings. I enjoy you as a performer, and I like what you do. And my show is like creating like names that you know are kind of are a parody or a joke and maybe offensive to you. But if I apologize to you, then I have to apologize to everyone, and I can't do my comedy, and therefore most people wouldn't be able to do their comedy. Listen, I'm a fat fuck myself, you know what I mean, and you're a beautiful bigger woman, but you know, where else am I gonna go? I can't apologize for this. I'm sorry, and that's it. That's all you gotta say.
Her entrance songs talks about her being not like most girls. I mean, they definitely focus on her size as an aspect of her character. They you know, trumpet the fact that it took 6 people to eliminate her, much akin to Braun. And, you know, obviously,
it's like I get you were offended, and I'm sorry that happened, and I hope you accept my apology as a, you know, what are we supposed to do? No more comedy about anything anymore, you know? So it's either that or you're not sorry, or you're sorry about everything, because you can't have Gay Wyatt now, because now you've insulted. Is that an insult to gay people? And it's not. Gay Wyatt, how does that insult anybody? Who cares? Gay Wyatt, yeah, people are gay. Was that a bad thing? I don't get it. So does that mean he can't say Gay Wyatt? So he can't make fun of whatever? I don't know all the other names he's created, but I'm sure he's created a bunch of other fucked up names that people wouldn't like. So he's offended someone, so it's time to say sorry. I mean, dude, I said sorry to Ryback, but I also didn't take it back. I said that to him. I said that to him at WrestleMania, at WrestleCon. I walked up to Ryback and I said, "Bro, I'm sorry." You know what I mean? And for the lack of communication, that's what I blamed the producer on. I didn't say that like we didn't do what we did or like try to like back out of that. But the second thing that he got mad at me for was a miscommunication that happened with producer and Ryback's person. And we found out that Ryback's guy lied, by the way.
Yeah, big time.
So the guy lied, and so I still apologized for it. But I didn't take it back. I said it. I do a comedy show. We do jokes on my show, but in my personal belief, I respect your career, and I think you could have done better, and they bullshitted you. When you've done well, I've praised it on my show. I know you've battled back through the injury and all the other stuff that I said to Ryback. And I walked up to him and said that. I didn't know if he was going to punch me in the face. I thought he might punch me in the face or something. JD and I were literally contemplating that. He said, "Dude, he might punch you in the face." Now, JD was the one who really wanted me to go up to him. He kept saying it, and I was like, "I'm going to go up to him." But he goes, what do we do if he punches you or he attacks you?
Raw sucked, but your show doesn't.
Thank you.
Who sucked more, Patriots defense or Kurt Angle on the mic?
I would say, I don't know. I guess I got to go with Patriots defense since they just blew the Super Bowl. But Glorious NYC, thank you, man. The Eagles defense kind of sucked too, though. But you know, maybe if they played Butler, they would have won. Dude, I don't understand the Butler thing.
Yeah, we're trying to come out and saying that he was really disrespectful and rude to Belichick, and it was a personal vendetta, and I don't know.
Well, yeah, I don't exactly know what's going on. All I know is like for the team, for the teammates, and for everybody else, this was the guy's last game. Just play the guy.
Yeah,
it's for your team. You ended up
losing. You possibly could have turned things around a little bit.
Put the guy, and Glorious, thank you for the $5, man. Thank you very much. It's guys like you that keep the show going the way it is. Without you guys donating, the fucking show goes to shit. So I appreciate all the support that you guys have been giving. You guys are the one that fund the show. We don't really make anything on Google AdSense anymore. Make about $3 to $7 a day. So your donations are it. Fucking fuck YouTube and suck a dick, YouTube. And thank you to everybody on Patreon for the bonus shit. But yeah, just play the guy. He's gone. He's gone the next day. That was his last game. Put him out there. Just put him out there. I mean, the Patriots might not have won anyway. But I don't know. It just seemed really weird and personal or something with Belichick. It just didn't. It seemed really bizarre. And why would you put him on the sideline? Like, that's what I didn't even know Butler was missing until like the second quarter or something. I didn't realize it. And then they showed him crying on the sideline. I was like, So, and he was told like right before kickoff, you're not playing. So you marched him out there, and you told the other guy that he was playing all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Hey, guess
and
what?
You actually had him, like you said, you got introduced, all that stuff, and then you sat him down and benched him as the kickoff was happening. I guess they played him once. He played in one special teams play, just so they could say he played in the Super Bowl. But
I can't say that I wouldn't be pissed too if I was Belichick, because you're not coming back. You're being a bitch in negotiations. I'd take it personally, like, what the fuck? Fuck this guy.
A lot of it's saying that he missed curfew. Scott said it again too. I've heard that a lot. I've heard that he, a lot of people, he got to, the Minnesota arena late. Well, he also arrived a day later because he was getting treated for, flu symptoms. So that doesn't seem like it's a valid reason.
Why would he be on the sidelines? Why would you make him watch the game?
It doesn't add up.
You played him in one special teams play, and then left him on the sidelines. Dude, that was like a fuck you. That was like somebody is banging someone's wife, and you know that the husband's coming home, so you open the blinds of the bedroom right as the guy's walking up the driveway, just for the extra fun of it. You know what I mean?
Just for the show.
It was really weird, dude. It was like some kind of sick fucking punishment from Belichick, because you knew this already. You could have just been like, you're not coming. Go away. You're not going to be, don't dress, whatever the fuck. That's it. But no, put everything on, come to the sidelines, and watch this shit.
Yep. They put lipstick on a pig before fucking it.
You got fucking raped, dude, by Belichick. Belichick has got some kind of sick shit with you, because he did this with Edelman. Edelman did that foot comment, and remember he let him off for a couple plays or something like that.
Yeah, it wasn't much, but it was enough to knock you back into line.
And they said he was marijuana. I don't know, whatever. The bottom line is there was one game left. Just play the guy. And not for
game. You got a chance to win. Do something
for the fans and for the fucking rest of the teammates. That's why he should have been played. Nothing else other than that. Hey, did I pause the? No, I don't think I paused the donations. They're just taking a second to pop up.
Yeah, it takes a little bit for super chats.
They're always delayed. I got fucking heartburn, man. I drank that coffee, and my fucking chest feels like.
That's always awful. I tell you.
Super chat.
Super chat. Hang on. Sorry.
Hoping Braun wins Chamber, but looks like what we've been saying for a year is gonna happen. Anyway, Wines versus Lesnar. Much love, guys, and F Tommy's corpse.
No, Johnny Ray Sinister, thank you for the $5 super chat. Johnny Ray Sinister. Yo, Johnny Ray
Sinister got the big D, I heard.
No, but Johnny, I'm still not convinced that Roman's going after Lesnar, man. I still think that they could be just setting you up to make you think oh, Roman's going.
But then where does Roman go?
That's exactly right. Where does he go? It's weird. There's nothing.
I mean, you can have Cena face The Undertaker possibly still, but if that doesn't happen, where does Cena go?
What does Cena faces Reigns?
Yeah, I mean, that's a possibility. They can go down that road again. They had a good showing, previously. What was that? No Mercy? Something along those lines.
No Mercy. Was that Johnny Ray Sinister that just donated?
Yep.
Hoping Braun wins Chamber, but then where's Glorious? Did Glorious?
We got him beforehand.
Oh, it played?
Yep, it played.
Man, I am fucking tired, dude. I take back the PUBG thing I said earlier. I'm fucking done, son.
You're done, son.
I want to play too. I really want to play PUBG with you guys, but fucking, I am done. I'm going to sleep.
You're exhausted.
I'm going right to bed. Now, I feel bad about it because, whatever. But you know what? I'm fucking tired.
You got to catch up on some sleep. That's all well for it.
It's all the Super
Maybe we'll
Bowl.
do something during the day tomorrow. We'll do something maybe earlier.
That'd be cool. Because this is the Super Bowl's fault, man. Dude, my team fucking lost the Super Bowl, bro. I got a hangover.
I got a new phone that says, I noticed you go to bed at 4:56 a.m. Would you like me to set your alarm for... I was like, oh.
Jesus.
So you have adapted, It just... yeah. I was looking here, and this is one of the things I was going to bring up before. Kane is also injured. That's why they took him off for a month. And at first I'm like, is he really, or is this just, them speculating? But it makes sense. I went back and If you look at the triple threat match at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, Kane missed a few of the big spots that they had there, you know, going through the tables and stuff. He did very little in that match. And then the next night, remember we said he really didn't do anything in the last man standing match, and they gave him such an anticlimactic, you know, bump to take. The table spot going on top of him wasn't even on top of him. You know, it was cool to see Braun lift the announce desk, but it didn't look all that damaging, that impactful on Kane. You figure a stage fell on top of him, he crawled away fine, but the desk goes on top of him and he's got to go to the hospital. But apparently that was all intentional because he is working hurt, and they've taken him out of action for the next month.
My phone's ringing. That's Wolf is calling me. So
yeah, see, go figure.
He's all ready to play PUBG. He's like, let's go.
So this is Dave Meltzer reporting that the Big Red Machine will be taking some time off TV to recover from an injury. And it would appear that he's been pulled from all the upcoming former WWE live events scheduled. Even though he's been working a lighter schedule, you know, he was kayfabe hospitalized, but he really is injured. So
much for that WrestleMania payout.
Yeah, we're supposed to see him before then because he is going to do a championship match, I guess, or just even a straight-up match against Brock Lesnar at a house show in March. I think it's March 1st or 5th. But
you want to see my dick? I'll take my dick out right now.
We'll see if that still happens. It's March 3rd.
And you want to see my dick?
Here it comes.
Do you want to see my dick?
I'm fucking dying.
I will show you my penis. I'm Sean's view. Don't screw with me, or else I'll show you my pee-pee. Do you want to
See my dick? Do you want to see my dick?
I was happy to see more women matches than one. It's nice to see them getting more TV time. It was face and heel turn city tonight. Monday night commercial 3/10.
Whoa, what a good little cuck you are, Trey. What a good little cuck. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, Trey. It was good to see the women get that time. And again, I don't think it was an SJW thing from Alexa Bliss. Trey, thank you so much. I think Alexa was trying to weasel her way out of the deal, and she brought up valid points. You know, when I start making fun of SJW stuff, it's when people are reaching or making stuff up because they want special privilege for themselves.
It's when it's used or utilized in a moment that has no valid justification for it being there. When it could be either a man or a woman in that spot, you know, It doesn't necessarily have to be a female, and there doesn't need to be an agenda being pushed. That's when you really want to come down on it. Like in Star Wars, you know, there was quite a few instances as we keep going back towards the person that took over for Leia did not have to be female, and she also didn't have to keep, you know, the men from learning the plans of the resistance and so on and so forth.
But I've still been challenged on that I'm crazy. You know, like people like, oh, you're looking in the movie too much, you dumbass, like, and you dumb man, or like that movie. But no, but what Alexa did isn't like that to me. I thought Alexa was doing strong woman stuff. Like, she was sticking up for herself.
She had valid and legitimate criticisms and concerns that she addressed.
By the way,
vocally.
Sigourney Weaver in Alien was a strong female character that was fucking awesome, by the way. So suck a dick, everybody. Sigourney Weaver, man, she whooped ass in Alien. She was fucking great. I loved this. Dude, I had her action figure. I was a little boy. I had her action figure, you know? I'm not buying those Ghostbuster ones, though. But let me tell you something. There's another movie out now, right? Speaking of this stuff, we'll talk more about this on Corrupted, because I want to put together like Leah thinks I'm going crazy, and I think a little bit I am. Like, I think part of me is, but part of me isn't. Like, because I think what it is a lot of movies are coming out, and they're normal movies. There's nothing wrong with them, but a lot of movies get made because of what they are. I feel like because they're looking for a story to be their agenda. Like this new movie with Natalie Portman. I was really excited for it. I saw it months ago. I saw the teaser, and it was like it looked like alien stuff and like this forest, and like it looked weird, and like Natalie Portman was there, and I was like, that looks cool visually. I'm in the sci-fi stuff. That looks cool.
Yeah, it looked intriguing. I know exactly what you're saying. Then I saw the commercial and everything.
Can I explain the commercial though? So I'm excited, right? So months ago, I'm excited. Natalie Portman. And I thought to myself, oh, another female lead. That's funny. They love the female lead strong thing going on. Cool. But fine. But all of a sudden tonight I saw the trailer and I saw like more of the movie, and one of the things that they do now in Hollywood when they're trying to push when you see that agenda come up, because there's not the agenda in everything. Like Avengers, there's like 5 guys, and like what this isn't Scarlett Johansson the Black Widow?
Black Widow, yeah.
Yeah, so like she's the only female in that show. It's classic like any other superhero thing. Like, and I know all the superheroes are already written, so they were already written. You know, they haven't.
Well, they have
turning them.
I can't remember her name now. Damn it, the other one, the twin that survived, Quicksilver's sister.
Oh, Quicksilver's sister. Okay, yeah.
But
you know what though? That's all. That stuff doesn't. I mean, it's in the comics, so like okay, like all the guys are in the comics, all the guys are there. But yeah, they are starting to turn it and twist a little bit now. Like, all right, now let's do
but for years it was only Black Widow. So
right. So that like those, you know, those are everything is the same. But like when what you got to look for, like when people say like Alexa Bliss is being an SJW, I don't think so. I think she was just standing up for herself. But you know, like in the 90s, the stereotype was Hollywood would kill the black guy, right? Oh, there's the token black guy. Oh, now kill the token black guy. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of times in the 90s, the movie, like in the 80s, you know, back in the day, it was always like, oh, the funny, like we had to put a black guy in the movie. Oh, then we killed him, right? But nowadays, it's more like if there's an agenda, if it's an agenda movie, because again, not all the movies are agendas, because some people just make a movie they want to make. But when you can tell the studio was trying to influence it, it's weird. Like Star Trek Discovery, if anybody watches that, there's no good white male. They're all, if there's a white male, he's a bad guy. There's no, so they're trying to, and they said the Klingons are Trump supporters and stuff like that. Whatever. I mean, fucking whatever. But like, so you can see all these things. But the classic feminist agenda thing that goes on now is make the guy look weak, and then basically all the women are powerful and strong, right? So that's the thing. Make the guy look weak, like helpless. So if there's a way to somehow cripple the guy or make the guy like sort of be like flawed where he needs like help, and then make the woman extra strong. And that's how they do it. So anyway, I see this movie for and we should be doing this show right now on Corrupted channel, but we're doing this because Raw was so boring. But so tonight I see Natalie Portman. I saw Natalie Portman months ago, and I was like, damn, Natalie Portman, this is gonna be cool. I like Natalie Portman. This looks all right. And then I see the sci-fi stuff, and I'm like, this looks awesome. Now tonight it's called, I think, Annihilation or something. And apparently
it's Annihilation. Basically, there's like a quarantine going on. There's some type of like other dimension or world on Earth.
But in the movie, in the trailer, Jake, I saw like 6 or 7 women with assault rifles, and they were like biologists, and also somehow like they had assault rifles, and like they were kicking ass. And from what I can tell, Natalie Portman's husband is like dying, so they have to save him for some reason.
Yeah, they have to go in to rescue the men.
Right.
Yeah.
So they have to go in and rescue the men. That's what the story is.
Yeah, that's essentially her husband's in there with like all the Marines and whatnot, and they're going in to rescue their significant others, or the rest of the men that are still alive.
Leah says that's not what she saw, but either way, even no matter what it is, the basic thing is there's a guy and they need to save him, and he's basically weak because he needs to be saved, and all these women are going in the thing. So that's the classic sort of. That's what you look for. Now the story looks cool anyway. I'm into it anyway. I wanted to see it before. I just laughed out loud because I was like, all right, I liked it before, even when Natalie Portman was the lead, like with a gun like fucking Rambo. Like Natalie Portman was like, and like all this stuff, and I'm like, oh, there's another like Tomb Raider. Okay, I get it. It's another one of these. And I was like, cool, whatever. I like Natalie Portman. But then tonight when I saw that all the supporting cast was all women with guns too, I was just like, fucking whatever. Oh, here we go.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, this is the plot right here. It says that a group of soldiers enter a disaster zone. Only one soldier comes back out alive. He's grievously injured. So in an attempt to save his life, his wife, Natalie Portman, a biologist, volunteers for an expedition into the zone to figure out what happened with him so she can cure him. The expedition consists of a psychologist, that's the person leading the expedition, that's Jennifer Lee, and then the rest are all females: the anthropologist, the survivor, the linguist, and Lena's husband. And they are all females, as we said. So it's females going in there to find out what's wrong. to save her husband and save the day.
But why are there no other? Where's all the other men? Why are they all Like I'm just saying, I've been to hospitals, I've seen science like labs, like in a lot of times, sometimes there are more women in the science labs than men, like 60% women, Asian women.
Yeah, I triggered, VHS Apocalypse in the chat because I didn't have the the plot entirely correct. But that's pretty much it. I don't know where the rest of the guys are, but like you said,
hang on, man, Skyler Fat's coming in.
I like woman Wayne.
You can't even see it.
My name is Skyler Fat.
You did way too many ats, so we can't even see the Skyler Fat picture. So many Skyler Fats.
Always get it done.
We always don't get it done. We don't always get it done. Hey, CJ Bradley, what's up, CJ? Thank you, man. Sorry that none of your stuff popped up because there's just too many @ symbols. If you throw like 100 @ symbols, it goes to shit. It's because women are cheap to hire, Joe. So 6 woman brains equals 1. Oh, that's terrible. That's not true. So you're the problem. You're the reason why they did all this shit.
Yeah, but when they go in to save the day, who cooks?
Dude. You know what, dude? I honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. I swear, I'm not joking about this. I would not be surprised that if when they go in to save this guy and they bring in their assault rifles, that they're like, but what are we going to do about food? And then they go, well, we could bring Ben with us. And then they go down, and sure enough, the cook is an Asian guy named Ben who comes with them to cook them food on the fucking... I would not put it past them to do that. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. Like, and Ben's like a little. I think
B.D. Wong's in the movie as a scientist. Maybe they'll eat him. You know.
They love when they get enough of the women. They love putting a male minority there to be a cuck. They love that. Like, they love that. That's like Finn, bro. This fucking Finn was gonna save the day in Last Jedi. He was gonna save everyone. The proud black man who's strong, who's like, I'm gonna save everyone. And no, you fucking cunt Rose had to fucking slam into him and say, I love you.
I did it for love.
Or I did it for love. And so
it's only been 11 hours since I met you, but I know you're the one.
Fucking cuck wars.
I know you're the one.
Oh my God.
I joke around with all this shit, but it's like, oh man, because Natalie Portman is such a voice against the all-male director initiative that's in Hollywood.
Is she against that? Is she with that?
Oh, big time. Even P.S.
So there you go. Natalie Portman's one of the...
Wait
a minute. Natalie Portman's against male directors?
Well, even P.S. Carnivore said it. I was fine with Portman until her bitching about the all-male directive first world problem bullshit. And it's true. She's like a huge anti-male establishment, She's basically against all that stuff, so...
I mean, I agree with... See, I agree with them. Like, years ago, I used to say this.
Equality, I agree with that, but...
That's the
it
thing
doesn't mean
I
men
used
should be eradicated
I
either.
used to always make jokes like, about guys. Like, why don't you control some more women, you fucking assholes? Like, I used to be so liberal, it was crazy. But now it's like... I still am. I still want that to happen. But I don't want this agenda pushed so far that it's ridiculous. But what I can say is I'm not attacking the book because the book already came out, I guess. Like, and it's been a really popular book or whatever, and it's a series. But I just think that they clearly cherry-picked it. Like, there's what we want to make. We could do that story. They would pick that over something else. Just like in the back in the 80s, they would pick certain things over other things too. Because it's like music. When some band comes out with a mega hit that explodes, record labels start looking for bands just like that to sign. Like, remember when Korn got really big on MTV? Then every record label was trying to sign everybody. Like Limp Bizkit made it bigger because of Korn.
Yeah, the rap rock thing started to go through the roof.
Right, like
that was around the time like Got the Life came out. Remember, because Korn had they got this like insane budget to do the Got the Life freaking music video, so they're like, we're gonna blow up some cars. I remember like Jonathan Davis is like, we're just gonna get some expensive fancy cars and we're gonna blow them up.
See, and again, like, it's like I'm for women doing better. I'd be more for the women getting paid properly. I don't care about all this stuff. I'm not like, I'm more for the women getting paid the right way, or whatever the fuck is going on with that, and not getting molested behind the scenes too. Like, how about that? Could we not molest and fucking power trip molest the women? How about that? But like, as far as the creative stuff goes, I'm fine with them being in more movies too, and I'm fine with women being able to do things like whatever also. But I just don't like the weird cheap shots that they throw at the guys. Like they clearly are trying. Again, the formula is make the guy look really weak. Like, you're weak, and she's mega powerful. It's like, why is that always happening? Why can't people be somewhat equal? Instead, there's this division. I would not put it past them to bring fucking an Asian male cook with them to cook their food for them. I'm like, that's not, seriously, not that out of the realm. That's the stuff that we see. And it's just funny. And again, it's not in every movie. It's just in these certain movies where they're like, we know what we want to do here. I was watching The Last Jedi, and there was 6 trailers. We sat through 6 trailers before The Last Jedi came on the second time I saw it. And there was 5 previews for movies. And there was 6 previews. In 5 of the 6 previews, bro, there was it was a female lead who was like badass. Yeah. And I was like, damn. I was like, there's a lot of women that are kicking ass right now. I was like, wow. Like, I said it out loud in the theater, like, wow, that 5 out of 6 of these movies were like female leads kicking ass. Which is like cool, but it's like, wow, like that, like they are really like, I think they're all trying to outdo each other. Like, oh yeah? Huh? Well, watch this, motherfucker. You know, and then Sony Pictures was like, well, we're gonna go crazy. You thought you did something? We're gonna make the Ghostbusters females, bro. How about that shit? No one saw that fucking shit coming.
But I was on board for that. It was just the way that
you were on board for that.
I was okay with them being women. I liked that fact. I figured it'd be cool. It's a new way to tell a story. But I didn't like the way that they like completely shit on everything that came before it. They're like, you guys weren't really about Ghostbusters 2, but we're gonna take both films and shit on them.
Well, that was the thing, was like, okay, I wish they had a female Ghostbuster. Like, I wish like there was, maybe there could have been 2 women, 2 men. Fine, do whatever you want. I don't care.
Yeah.
But it was like, oh, the only men in the movie are going to be evil shitheads or a fucking moron.
That's all the shit that went down. The director hates men, you know, and the guy that did Bridesmaids, and I forget his name.
He did a good job on. He did a great job. See, Bridesmaids is great. He did a great job on Bridesmaids because he took he did comedy with women that was cool. But when you take Ghostbusters, you're like, clearly already
he made them raunchy and funny, and I like that movie. But Ghostbusters, it just didn't fit. It wasn't the right film for what he was trying to portray. You know, everything that he tried to convey on screen was just.
And again, it's the shots. It's the shots at men too, like where every guy was a fucking dumbass, dude.
Yeah, like the secretary was a bubbling idiot.
In the original Ghostbusters, like Janine Melness was a pretty strong woman. You know, she was just a secretary, but she was still a badass. She got on the phone like, Ghostbusters, what do you want? You want to get fucked up? Like, she was pissed, bro. But she wasn't the best character. But Sigourney Weaver's character was pretty strong. You know, like, these people weren't pushovers. These women weren't pushovers. They were working women. Now, like, I mean, you know, Janine's the secretary, and the 4 guys of the men, of course, the scientists or whatever. You know, I could see that. You know, you would have a more believable thing, would at least have 1 woman could have been a scientist, but it's not that out of the realm. So, and four women as Ghostbusters could have worked, but it was the fact that they doubled down and shit all over guys in the movie too. That was the problem. Yeah. If you went 4 women, okay, well, 4 women would be friends more likely, so that makes sense. You know, you're less likely probably to mix guys with girls, being these whatever. But the fact that they shit on the guys. So Alexa Bliss tonight being called an SJW, to me, I don't agree with that. I don't think
that
Alexa
feels
Bliss
ass backwards to me.
Alexa Bliss brought up actual statements. Now, I think they were going for that a little bit. They clearly were saying, like, I think that's sexist, and it was like, oh shit, like, so they were clearly going for what's going on in pop culture right now.
Yeah, they went for the kill shot, but the problem was that they didn't get to have an agenda behind it because she actually had a, you know, true legitimate gripe with having to defend her title, and it was a legitimate concern and valid reason for her to speak up.
So I didn't roll my eyes, Jake.
Unfounded.
That's why I didn't roll my eyes and say, "Oh God, what are they doing with Alexa?" I didn't think that at all. I think that's wrong. Whoever thought that Alexa, I thought Alexa did great tonight. And her and Kurt. The best thing was that her and Kurt went back and forth. And they let her get the last word, too, by her saying, hey, I think you're sexist. Brock doesn't have to defend his title. I have to defend mine. Then Kurt saying, well, he defended his title at Rumble. You haven't defended your belt since October. It was like, oh, shit. But then, oh, well, Kurt, you make the matches. Like, that was fucking, oh, my God, dude. That was the best thing that happened tonight. I'm convinced that that was the best thing. Tell me something better that happened. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong.
You're onto something. I mean, like I said, seeing Roman win again was a decent opening, but it wasn't better than that for sure. And that's the thing too. Like, you go back as far as 2 years, and both, you know, I've said it multiple times. You have as well. Wouldn't it be cool to see a women's Money in the Bank? And imagine if they had their own show, and not Total Divas, not fucking Total Divas, but their own show similar to 205 Live, and they could have had a women's tag belt, or instead of having 2 women's titles. Oh, could you picture if they had a women's Hell in a Cell match, or, you know, they really let them be hardcore. You know, we got a tables, ladders, and chairs match with the women, so on and so forth. And now we're getting these things. How excited were we when they first debuted the Women's Revolution? You know, and they brought everybody out. And we're like, all right, this is going to be something. This is a time for change. And then it took like a whole year to get going because they had to make them groups and they had to have silly little, like, you know, whose makeup is better kind of fights. It was backyard, schoolyard, kitty cat bullshit. Problem is they're too busy touting themselves and patting themselves on the back rather than letting the women shine. It has to be about making themselves look good. Look what we did for women. The women in, you know, the audience were chanting, "This is hope, this is change," rather than actually letting them fight. The fact that the Rumble had to go on last, it didn't need to be last, you know. The fact that they have to push these things to the moon and back. I want to see them, but I wish they just weren't so agenda heavy. The fact that Stephanie had to call the match, you know, that's like Vince coming out, you know, and say, I got to call the Rumble.
Yeah,
why?
right.
You know, it wouldn't happen at this point in time.
They want her face all over it. They wanted to.
Well, she wants to, you know,
she
shoehorn
hijacked
herself
the
in.
whole thing. Yeah, she hijacked the whole thing. Like,
absolutely, that's the problem I have. She ruins the importance of it, and then they let, you know, Ellsworth climb up and grab the Money in the Bank, and then they go ahead and they have the hardcore match, and they don't let the women be hardcore. You know, we saw nothing but one kendo stick, and then they let them do things, and it's like they're still holding them back.
Yeah, they undermine them. They're undermining them after sort of pushing them. It's almost like it's like weird. It's like they're exposing them afterwards. By the way, do you think that the Alexa Bliss was an audible tonight, her going out with Mickie James? Because that seemed weird. Like, she just
Mickie
went out there with
really
Kurt.
Shocked too. So.
Yeah, Mickie actually looked shocked, and then she sort of like played it up. But it just seemed weird that after you put Alexa Bliss out there to cut this seemingly face promo, but that ended in heel because Kurt Angle then used the crowd against her. Because whatever,
she didn't want to defend her title.
Whatever Kurt said to that crowd, they were going to cheer for. So they just screwed Alexa there. And it's okay, so she's heel. Okay, I get it. So she's still going heel. I thought we were going into, like, let me feminism this up and everyone's going to cheer for me now. And then they took that away. And so then it was like, oh, no, she's definitely a heel. She's back to heel. Okay. And then she comes out to help Mickie James. And it's like, what are they doing with that? Why is that happening? And I don't know. So, like, it felt like, was this some kind of random audible? Like, they were like...
Ooh, well, Ryan made a great point. She wants to have allies for the chamber match.
Oh.
Now, if this is where they go with that, that's brilliant. That's genius. Ryan, that's a great point.
I thought that, too, though. I thought, like, oh, she's sucking up to get friends, and now she'll attack, whatever.
Yeah, see, I didn't consider that.
No, I did, but...
That's a great heel move, then.
Yeah, I mean, it would be, but it would be... It's been done. That's the thing.
It has been done, but at least it's something to do.
I thought that, though, the minute that she did that, I thought, oh, she's sucking up to get pals because she needs friends. But then I was like,
because initially I'm like,
no.
Why didn't the women have to, you know, qualify for the chamber match anyways? But they don't have enough women. They don't have enough of a roster to even do, you know, the 6 matches or 5 matches needed.
Oh
they don't
God.
have 10 women.
Dude, Jesus said 2030. He said 14 world titles for 14 different genders in 2030.
Oh, God, you'd have the attack helicopter, you know, gender.
The transgender woman's champion or whatever. Oh.
That's a whole nother, you know, fish to fry.
Oh, my God. Why can't we just respect everyone's fucking whatever?
That was a big issue for a while in mixed martial arts because there was a transgender male that became female They went through the procedure and all that, and then they were fighting in like a UFC style fight, MMA fight. And obviously the bone structure is different. You know, you were born a man, so your bones are bigger, you're taller, your mass size is different. And she was now completely just a powerhouse, destroying females. And people were saying how it was unfair and she shouldn't have been allowed to fight. But
it is unfair. It really is. So
it was a very hard line to cross. So
see, WWE can get away with not doing that because they can just do whatever, it doesn't matter. But in a real competition, like somewhere, like that would matter. So just have that'd be cool. Imagine the transgender NBA.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome, dude. I want to see the
even Joe Rogan
NBA.
got into a scuff with the transgender fighter. I remember her name is Fallon Fox because he went off and was like, "You're a fucking man." I remember that.
Jesus.
I just looked it up. Yeah, because he went off. She calls herself a woman, but I tend to disagree. She used to be a man. Now she's had transgender surgery. And he's like, and she wants to be able to fight women in MMA. I say, no fucking way. If you've had a dick at one point, you'll have the bone structure that comes with having a dick.
Oh, my God.
I mean, that's Joe Rogan for you. But
see, like,
he's right, though. You have bigger hands, bigger shoulders. You're a fucking man. You hit harder. I don't care if you think you don't have a dick anymore. You hit harder, you know?
Yeah, that's what I agree. I don't know if I'd be so mean, but I do agree that it's not really fair. Like, even though you feel you are a woman, you are going to do more damage, and it just isn't fair to them. And this is one of those situations where I 100% respect and recognize you for whatever you want to be, that you think you are mentally, as long as it doesn't affect or hurt me. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm fine with you being whatever you are, as long as it doesn't unfairly hurt somebody else. I don't think you should be unfairly hurt, but you shouldn't unfairly hurt someone else. Like, so it's like the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few comment by the Star Trek thing with Leonard Nimoy. Yeah. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, and the many other women that would be affected by a few that were really bone structure lead men, it's not fair to them. Even though it may not really be fair to you that you have to sort of like not be able to be exactly who you believe you are, who you feel you are inside for real, which I think you should be free to be or experience or whatever. But you can't just sort of, you know, you can't alter other people's paths because of how what's going on with you. Like, I wouldn't want to do that. Like, I'm just saying, if it was me, like, and I decided I'm a woman, like, I became a woman, like, when I was younger or something, I was like, I'm going to become a woman because I'm a woman. I personally would feel bad being in a woman's fight or something, or being in a competition with a woman, and especially if I started shredding people, too. I'd be like, well, this is weird, because even though mentally, like, my soul feels female, I know that still physically I was born with male properties that is going to give me an advantage. And I would be like, I want to be a fighter and I want to fight these people, but you know what? It's not fair to them. So fuck it. You know? I don't know. I mean,
I get what you're saying.
It's a fucking weird situation, bro. It's and I don't blame anyone. And I totally, again, like I said, I respect that, like, whatever you think you are or whatever you really are, whatever. I get it. But sometimes it's just not fair. It's not fair.
Exactly. And like I said, that's why I said it was such a hard, you know, line to toe, because it's a unique situation. What's not unique is Doritos for her. Did you hear about this?
What? No, what?
I know this is a Raw review, but they're making a new Doritos for women.
Doritos for women? Are there Doritos
Yes.
for men? Are there Doritos for men?
Well, they said that women don't like to, you know, lick their fingers when they get all the. Let me pull up the quote. Women would love to do the same. They'd love to take the broken chips at the end of the bag and tip it up. But they don't. They don't like to crunch too loudly in public. They don't lick their fingers generously, and they don't like to pour the little broken pieces and the flavor, the dust, into their mouth.
I don't like to do that. I don't like to do that.
It's not a male and female as much as they're snacks for women, and they can be designed and packaged differently. You know, she said for women, we're looking at a low crunch, full taste profile that doesn't have so much of the flavor stick to your fingers, and can the snack bag fit in a purse?
You know what, though? They're not crazy. I get what they're doing, but this sounds like a scene in a movie from like the 80s where they were like trying to think of new snack ideas, but it failed. Like they wouldn't do it. Like what you just pitched me right there. Think about this: Doritos for women. Women don't like getting their hands dirty. Women don't like blah blah blah. You know, you could see this as reverse sexism.
Yeah, I mean, you could, and there's so many great tweets about it. You know, a lot of even feminists attacked it, saying
that's what I'm saying.
My generation marched so future generations of women could enjoy Lady Doritos. You know, and it's like
Lady Doritos.
Yeah, instead of crunching noise, the new Lady Doritos just say sorry quietly every time you bite down.
I tell you what, they make those Lady Doritos. I'll be fucking buying them because I like the sound of no crunch and no stains on my hand. I like that. I'll be fucking buying those. I don't care what you call me.
But the fact that we have gender-identified chips, you know, or assigned chips, it's just...
Dude, this country...
Why not just have a low crunch profile chip instead of making it a female Dorito then?
Everything is fucked,
neat
bro.
Doritos. They make less of a mess than female Doritos.
This whole world is fucked, bro. Everybody's upset about things. Like, every race is under attack. Every person is under attack. Every gender is something... But then there's also insensitive people, like, and then there's like fucking you got Antifa and Nazis and just regular people who aren't being attacked, but they're being called those things, and other people are. And like, what the fuck is going on with this world? Super chat.
He'll be the prick who buys Lady Dory Tatas.
The goon says he'll be the prick that buys Lady Dory Tatas. Dory Tatas.
PM in the chat says, will it help with cramps?
Yeah. And think about this.
It's the Midol of Doritos. You know, come on.
These Doritos, and they can and imagine the Doritos could fit in your purse. Like it's such a fake 80s movie like pitch that like that would be like the guy at the desk goes, Doritos for females? You're fucking fired, Fred. The fuck out of my office. You're fired, Fred, you fucking idiot. Unbelievable. That's hilarious. Like, how about white ketchup? So
God.
Like, just all white ketchup. So, like, there's like the stain, there isn't stains anymore, like, or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, white pepper, might as well, you know?
This is so crazy, man.
It really is.
This is what we should have talked about on Corrupted today.
Hey, we got gold out of it.
Let's close up on the last of Raw here before we fucking...
Yeah, also Shayna Baszler was
Wyatt,
just as surprised about...
Wait a minute, what did you think of Bray Wyatt and Roman, though? I
did like the match. It was a solid match.
I don't think I don't think it deserved a "This is awesome" chant, but it was a
certainly not.
It was long. It was long as shit. I thought.
It went on for 14 minutes. The problem was there was like 2 commercials breaks too. So
it feels longer when the commercial breaks happen. I feel like I watched a 30-minute match.
Yeah, that really is what
Oh, God, Donald Trump. Donald Trump, you sick fuck. We need to keep women in the kitchen on their knees and second-class citizens. Unbelievable, Donald Trump, for the $5 donation. You sick fuck, Donald.
Just keeps tweeting out the most absurd shit.
Now
he's donating.
There it is.
We need to keep women in the kitchen and on their knees. Women are second-class citizens.
Oh, my God. What the fuck, Trump? We need to keep women on their knees. You know, that fake tweet was coming around today about... He said that...
the Dow ever dropped?
Yeah, the fake tweet about the Dow, yeah. See, that's... These idiots, like, this is... And everybody does this, by the way. Both sides make up tweets that didn't exist. Or, like they constantly do this. Everybody does this, bro. Like, I don't believe anything anymore. Unless I see it came from his Twitter, actually got retweeted on his Twitter, I don't believe it. Because it's like, dude, it's so much fake stuff out there. They both do it. The Democrats and the Republicans do it. And when the Democrats tweet out something like this, the people go, "Oh, what a sick fuck!" And then when the Republicans retweet something, it's like then they all get riled up. Well, that's what they do, and like all these things. And it's like both of you guys are dumb because both of these tweets are not real. You just made this up, and like 90% of the people believe it. Like below, nobody does research. Nobody cares. They're just like, oh, cool, it feeds my agenda that Trump's a shithead, or feeds my agenda that liberals are crazy, whatever it is. Both sides do this. Everybody does this. Dude, social media, dude, Corrupted Podcast, we have to do a whole thing on social media because it is fucking fucking with our heads. Like, I don't think we were ever ready for what the ability to do these things are on social media and the reaction that people get. If you guys have not watched the Orville, there is an episode, one of the last 5 episodes or something of the Orville. There's a whole episode on them going to a planet, and on the planet people are judged socially. So if something happens, you know, someone would take a photo of it or a video of it or whatever, and they post about it, and people all can, not only can they comment about it, but there's a downvote button attached to everybody personally, or upvote or downvote, and the whole society votes. And if you get like more than 1 million downvotes, like they like fucking execute you and shit. And
just
like
right there.
I'm like, dude, this is, and it was so classic sci-fi, but like we're heading towards that type of shit, where it's like if a lot of people see something and they start retweeting it, everybody grabs the pitchforks online, and then it crosses over to real life. And it's like, it doesn't even matter if you didn't do anything or if you made a mistake even, right? Because all of us make mistakes, right? Like all of us fuck up. All of us might say something we didn't mean, or like we did mean it, but we don't really mean it in all essence. No, it's like, no, you're fucked. You did this.
Mistakes are only about, you know, how well can you spin it? How much can you turn it into a profit? You know, somebody fucks up and they find a way to benefit from it most often if they have the right PR team and the right, you know, tools at their disposal. Had you done what Logan Paul did and not had the finances or the things available, you know, it'd be a sad, different story.
Well,
you would have been forced off of YouTube. You wouldn't have just been, you know, you wouldn't have just lost your preferred ad revenue or anything like that. You know, your channel would be deleted. You'd probably even be arrested or fined. There'd be, you know, further actions taken against you. He just went ahead and found a way to shed the light differently. You know, he went ahead and, oh, now we're going to make suicide prevention and awareness my personal, you know, goal, my new accomplishment.
There's two different things to that, Jake. Two things. I could have done the Suicide Forest thing, and one if I got backlash, then yeah, I would be screwed because I have no backing. But there's two. The second thing is nobody would have cared, because I believe other YouTubers have done it, and nobody gave a shit. So.
Well, somebody else stayed in the Suicide Forest overnight, but they didn't find anyone.
They didn't show the body. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I might
that was a first of its kind.
I might have floated under the radar, though. You know what I mean? I might have floated on the radar.
Yeah, but it just takes one person to see something for it to go on Reddit, for it to get, you know, perpetually put into motion. So
that's true.
Anything's possible. But the point is, you know, it's just, if you have the right people behind you, as bad as you fuck up, it can be erased, or at least
if you're ready for the backlash. If you're ready for the backlash, then it's cool. But like, I wasn't ready for the backlash I got back with the Keemstar thing. A couple of years ago. Like, that was all day long for 2 days, and I remember that I was not ready mentally for that. I didn't understand what was happening. Like, my phone was ding, 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 ding. Like, we're going to kill you. I'll kill you. I'm going to swat you till you die. I'm going to find your kids.
Yeah, it was like weaponized autism at its finest.
Like, I was, dude, I was not ready for it. I was like, fucking get me out of this. Like, I don't want anything to do with this shit. Like, it was crazy. And so that went away, like, real quick, though. You know? And luckily Keemstar was like, oh, I'm over it. Let's drop it. And then he did. He dropped it. But it was like, wow, if he just kept going... Like, I wasn't ready yet for that to happen. Like, I was, like, just trying to do my wrestling show. Just fucking around, just whatever. Like, I was not ready for, like, a fucking all full-out attack yet. So So one of these people that gets attacked that isn't ready, you know, from the whole entire internet, it's like, wow, man, I could see how someone would kill themselves, you know, from that. Because it's like, wow, you are just not ready, man. You're fucking bombarded. You gotta, I mean, I would just say that anybody who ever experiences like an attack socially like that just needs to get off. The minute you see it coming, you just need to just get off the fucking internet and go on a fucking vacation somewhere, or like do something.
Yeah, just disappear and let it die down, because then someone else will fuck up worse than you. You know, all you gotta do is shut the fuck up. That's what no one ever does. They always dig a bigger hole. You know,
yeah,
they make it worse.
Just go MIA.
Yeah, just shut the fuck up. And somebody else will screw up and make it worse. And
you know who did that?
On a shut the fuck up note,
Sam
Adam Cortez in the chat just got timed out for 900 seconds because he wrote, I want some Alexa Bliss flavored Doritos. For some reason, Nightbot thought that was a time-outable offense.
Fuck Nightbot, man. What the fuck are you doing, Nightbot? Hashtag fuck Nightbot's ass in the chat. Everybody read it. But no, yeah, dude. I don't remember what I was gonna say now, but
it's just basically how bad you screw up. You know, so long as if you just lay low for a while, you just shut the fuck up, let it hide. Something else will happen, and that will, you know, take over. People's attention span is relatively short. You know what I find funny, amusing in a sense, less funny, more amusing, is how people love to tear people down even when they're being pushed up. You know, a simple thing as you look at someone like, a Ken Bone. That was a great example. Like, the internet loved him for about 12 hours. And then they looked into his Reddit history and all that, and then they couldn't wait to just rip them apart. And you get people like this, and you know, they get somebody that the internet gets behind, and they look at the kid with the bullying. Remember, all that fake news came out saying that, oh, well, he was saying the N-word, and he, you know, his mother was out for money, and that wasn't even true. It was fake accounts. The parents and the family never set up a GoFundMe.
Yep.
The kid was never in trouble. He never said the N-word. He never got sent home like people said they spoke to the principal. It was all fake news and false reports. But perception is greater than fact and reality. So he got more and you know, stronger bullied. You know, he was destroyed online. He was invited to like world premieres for the Avengers and all this stuff, and then he got destroyed. He got a million times more harassed and bullied than he ever would have by his real life bullies, because somebody wanted to be an asshole and try to make money off of him.
And that's a good lesson for any parents out there ever that want to put their kid on a video or want to put yourself in the public eye. People are going to look you up. People are going to look up everything you did. So if you're like a 14-year-old and you have a video out there and you start, because a lot of kids like to drop the N-word, like to drop the N-bomb, because the N-bomb is like people see it as the worst thing you can say, especially for white people. So a lot of white kids out there do it to be shocking. Like, they don't care. They're not thinking about racism. They're not thinking about like what people might think really about it. They're just like, I want to be the biggest troll there is. I want attention. How do I do that? Oh, I'm going to say the N-word. Now, granted, sure, some of them probably could be full-on racist people, but it's less likely. It's more likely that they're just trying to fucking fuck with people. And so they're dropping these N-bombs. And it's like, what if when you're not around your friends, you're a good person, and you actually have black friends, and you've always been a nice person to almost everybody, but you get at a party and you want to be cool and like trigger people, and so you start dropping M-bomb, and then, dude, somebody tapes it because everybody got cameras now, and then like 9 years later, you're going to run for something important, or like your friend, somebody remembers. You're
going for a promotion at work.
Right.
You know,
or somebody else wants the promotion, or you're running for town governor and like someone in the town still has the tape. Like, oh my God, I remember that. Like, we posted it on that whatever, and oh, it's still there, you know? And then like it gets played, or somebody sells it to TMZ or whatever the fuck. And next thing you know, you're watching yourself as a 14-year-old saying crazy shit into a camera, and everyone's calling you a racist. And you're fucking done. But you weren't racist though. And you were just saying crazy shit because you didn't understand at the time how fucked up that was.
Yeah, and I don't also agree with saying the N-word making you inherently racist either.
No, because I've said it.
You know, and that's what troubles me too. Like, taken out of context, yeah, but even if you just say a word, does that make you hate-filled? Does that make you truly...
No, it depends who you are.
I mean, I know it's semantics, but still.
It can get you a black eye, but I mean, it depends how you say it. Like, if you call someone that's fucking weird. Like, to me, that's bizarre. Like, I don't call anybody. Like, somebody said, like, because, like, when I told a joke, it was like that, whatever. But it's like, that's a joke. It's like Stone Cold Steve Austin in the movie, what was that football movie he was in? He dropped the M-bomb on Nelly. Is Steve
the one with Adam Sandler?
Yeah,
right?
Is Steve Austin a racist?
Longest Yard.
Longest Yard. Yeah. Is Stone Cold Steve Austin a racist? No,
absolutely.
They had a line in a movie that he was reading, like that was the point.
But they could take the audio from that and say, oh, this is what he said on his podcast. You know, people do that kind of stuff too. So, I mean, you don't even necessarily have to say it in a bad light to be, you know, context removed, still get in trouble for it. P.S. Carnivore is right too. He said, if you fucked up 30 years ago, you're going to be crucified for it now, even if it was the slip of the tongue. That's why I had such a hard time with Hulk Hogan being ostracized as much as he was and completely destroyed. He didn't know he was being filmed, and he was very angry and upset. Doesn't make what he said correct or proper in any way whatsoever. But I feel like being behind closed doors, no one's a saint. You know, no one's perfect. No one is good at all times. And he wasn't out there.
That was weird though. Like, I've never gone on like a weirdly racial rant.
I haven't either.
It's just weird. Like why did he?
Weird, but he was in the privacy of his own home, and he was certainly very, very, very angry at his daughter.
That's what makes it even weirder to me. Like, I know that he shouldn't have been recorded or whatever, and that shouldn't have happened. Like, it shouldn't have been used against him. That's fucked up. But it's even weirder that he was in the privacy where he said that. Like, it's weird. Like if you recorded me, you wouldn't hear me go on some rant like that, like on the Mel Gibson one. Like, you wouldn't hear that from a person who isn't. Like, I think he has a jealousy. I think that's what it is. I really think so.
I think it was less about racism and more the fact that he was mad that his daughter was, you know, they were not getting along. She was with someone that was black, and it was just turned into this.
No, he went to the club, and he only got one chick, and like black guys were getting tons of girls, and he's like jealous still. That's what it is. I swear to God.
Jealous.
Yeah, he jealous off. Yo, they jealous off of. Yo, they hate us because they ain't us.
Yeah, like the Clippers owner. Yeah.
We don't sometimes get it done.
You always get it done.
Keemstar said the N-word, yeah. I mean, I said it too, though. I said the joke that I said, and that was...
I said it when the Lamar, Ball family, the Ball family was on, because I quoted what he said on this show.
Oh, yeah, I mean, and what happens with that is you'll see a lot of... like, you could just be repeating the word because you're saying what he said, but a lot of people's, like, especially a lot of black people see that kind of as, like, even though you technically aren't the one that said it and you weren't being racist, you were just repeating what somebody said. Like, a lot of people see that as you're going like, you're like, and then he said this N-word, that, and then they almost see you as a white guy going like this, like, N-word, that.
Yeah, like
I got to say it. I got to say it. Like you did it
nefariously.
They see it as like a taunt somehow. You know what I mean? So like I could see, like, that's why I don't even drop it for the most part anywhere anymore.
Yeah,
because it's just not. It's not the same way it was. It's not taken the same way.
That night were either like, oh, you're racist, or it was just ridiculous either which way you looked at it. Like you said, it was either you said it to be racist, or you said it to. Like you said, you can get away with it now because you're quoting someone, so that's like a shield. Yeah.
So I mean, like, it's weird. It's and some of those little white boys too. They don't even get it. Like they just think they hear it like whatever, and they don't know what they think. They think it's okay to troll with it. They don't really get it yet. They're not. Like, if their parents knew they were doing it, most of them, I bet you most of them, I'm sure there are a few of their parents that are fucking scumbags, but I'm sure that most of them, their parents heard them say that, they'd be like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck, Toby?
Yeah.
You
most
fucking
of them
cunt.
Smack the shit out of their kid for what they say. You get those kids on Xbox Live that are like 11, 12 years old going ape shit. I just mostly stay away from it, even though it sort of breaks my rule, because I don't normally think you should stay away from anything, and I've changed in the last couple of years on that, because I just think that too many people get offended by it, like, and get really hurt by it or angry by it, that it's not worth it. And exactly, it causes too much controversy, even though it shouldn't. But then again, I get why it does, and then people say, "Oh, well, you're white, you wouldn't understand." Yet again, no, you can't fully place yourself into someone's shoes, but you can't be empathetic enough to know on some level,
I just think that I just don't give a fuck. I feel like we're all, like, to me, I just think that, like, we're all the same and different, and I love making fun of everybody's fucking differences, and I don't give a fuck if you think it's racist. I think it's hilarious that we're all fucking different in ways. I love our stereotypes, God damn it, do I love a stereotype. Every single time a fucking Asian guy drives by me on the highway, I duck. Like, I swear to God. No, I'm just kidding. But no, I just love our fucking stereotypes. I love our differences. I love our stereotypes. And it's fucking hilarious to me. That's the best shit about us. It's the fucking balls. But anyway, look at Roman Reigns. He's a Samoan. We know what they do. They get in with Vince for some reason. It must be the scent of Samoans. Something about Samoans gets Vince McMahon rock hard. I'm thinking that a Samoan touched Vince when he was little.
Their semen is pineapple flavored.
Dude,
you know?
High Chief Peter Maivia played with Vince McMahon, like, in the playground. This is what I'm saying. Like, something is up. Something's
Ed Blunt
weird.
just said the word cracker is racist in the chat, and he was timed out for 800 seconds by Nightbot. So
fucking Nightbot. Dude, Nightbot is so SJW tonight. Nightbot has been timing people out for saying dumbass shit, bro. The dumbass shit. But anything else about Monday Night Raw tonight that we need to touch on? Because I
like that theory, though. Peter Maivia, you know, the Hot Chief definitely did something to Vince. I believe that wholeheartely.
Oh, my God, dude. This guy has the best name in the chat. Oh, my God, dude. We all will die. That is the best name I have seen in a long time.
That's great. Lance Storm tweeted out, you know, didn't they strip Naomi of the women's championship once because they didn't think she would be able to defend it in 30 days? Yeah, they did. Before WrestleMania.
That's what I want to know. Explain to me why Alexa Bliss hasn't defended since October. Like, what is the explanation for that? It is very strange. Like, Straight Edge Savior, thank you for the subscription, man. I appreciate it. What's up? We're having a subscription party. Everybody sub to this shit. What's up, guys? Drink some cum juice, Joe. Okay. Jose Montanes. What's up, Jose? Ban Nightbot, huh?
OTRS Central was commenting on Cody Rhodes' comment that he said, talking about how he felt like, you know, he held himself back and he took accountability for his actions in WWE.
Yeah.
You had commented on this earlier. Well, the tweet here says, I think it's a great example of Cody Rhodes taking accountability for himself and his career trajectory, which I commend him for. This is from OTRS Central. They said, though, that said, it's a political answer, and to say Vince doesn't hold people back is just flat out false. So then Cody responds to them saying, don't comment directly on my tweet as if I don't see it. How's my answer to a fan in a random Q&A remotely political? I have zero to gain. I work there. You didn't. You bought a ticket, not an education. Sit the fuck down.
Damn.
Gotta love Cody. Gotta love him. That was beautiful. Thank you, Julius, for sending that over.
Man, I want to jizz all over Cody's hair.
Absolutely. Make it more white.
Oh, man, fuck Loogie. I'm sorry.
And then Ryan sent me a tweet from Doritos that said, we already have Doritos for women. They're called Doritos, and they're loved by millions.
Man, that's amazing. I got to tell you one thing real quick before we get out of here. We're going to get out of here tonight. Monday Night Raw sucked so much we barely talked about it.
Yeah, it was
kind of. There was not. I mean, what are we going to talk about? This was one of those nights.
There was nothing to go through. Roman won. Roman wrestled twice in the same night. You know, we saw Finn and Carl take on the Revival. And then 205 guys.
I was happy about the Revival. I was
nothing.
like, that made me feel good. But it was a nothing match, right? I mean, it was really.
Yeah, it really wasn't. Asuka and Bayley was decent, but you know Asuka's going to continue to win, especially on Raw. The Miz and Apollo Crews. Why would Apollo Crews be given a spot in the chamber?
Right.
That's so unbelievably
just to
asinine.
throw everybody off, so he could do the moonsault off the top of the thing.
Yeah, and then the Bars defending their title match. That was another shit show because of Jason Jordan, and now he's injured, so it doesn't matter anyways.
205 Live match was good, but it was like we see the same match, I feel like.
Every week it's a 6-man tag. Every single week.
Cedric Alexander almost broke his head, though.
Yeah, and then the only thing I'd say that was noteworthy is that Elias beat Braun and Cena.
They made Bayley look kind of strong against Asuka a little bit, although she
lost.
A little
bit, yeah. She still lost, but better than, you know, totally getting her ass beat. She did take her to her limit somewhat. It was a good match.
See, to me tonight, like they put together like a poor show, but like decently poor. But the problem for me was just the pacing put me to sleep. Maybe it's because the Patriots lost and I feel like a hunk of shit. Like that could be part of it. But I'm going to give tonight's Raw a 4 out of 10. I mean, maybe. What are you giving tonight's Monday Night Raw?
I was honestly at a 4.5 myself.
Listen,
so.
let's open the phone lines. I feel bad. We haven't taken one fucking call tonight. I don't know what's wrong with me, guys. I'm sorry that we didn't take a call. So 339-226-6610 is the number. If you're outside the U.S., try Skyping me, Danny Deadly, DANNY, DEADLY, Danny Deadly. Add me on Skype or call the show, add me on Skype, and call the show again, and I'll try to add you. And then I'll know I need to add you. But while we do that, I got a message for you, pussy. You know you're a pussy, too. You fucking dank ops. You're a bitch. And Joe Cronin's calling you out, bro. I swear to God, I will fucking shave your goddamn head, take a photo of it, and I will send it to your mom. How about that? I'll be like, look at your son. He got a fucking bald. Your son's a bald son of a bitch. How about that? Why is your son a bald son of a bitch? Dank ops. You fuck.
Spit shine that forehead.
Anyway, we'll talk more about that later. We'll talk more about him on Patreon. Patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Don't miss all my shoot rants over there where I talk some crazy shit. What's up, Jake?
I apologize. I'm trying to cut you off there. I got a good amount of delay tonight too. I think it's something with Skype. So
yeah, I've noticed. Yeah, it's weird.
I'm trying to not talk when you talk, and I feel like I have to guess. There's like a 3-second delay, so it's really agitating.
Fuck you, Skype. Fuck you, Skype.
But I wanted to take this off the rails a little bit. I know Scott and I don't see eye to eye, but he went through a bunch of shit, and he left Bailey's team. He had a lot of personal problems.
Oh, you're friends with him now because he left Bailey's team?
No. He put out a long report admitting all he's been through. I mean, he ended up getting arrested from getting into a fight with his roommates, being on like a drunken bender. And
what a shock.
Yeah, he went into why he drinks and a lot that he's been through. So I wish him luck trying to work on his alcoholism. He's going to go try and, seek out some type of treatment and make himself better. He's going to take time away from the internet. So I wish him well with trying to better himself.
Yeah, I wish him well with bettering himself. He's probably going to kill someone, though.
Yeah, I mean, he's still a crazy bastard, but addiction is difficult, and alcoholism is a terrible disease, so hopefully he can find a way to beat it. I mean, I'm being serious on that note.
I can't take anything seriously, man. That's like Boy Who Cried Wolf like 100 for me. I hope he's all right. I mean, I hope he is, but come on. I hope he's all right, though.
But
I don't think he's even an asshole. I just think he is what he is. He's crazy. I hope he's okay, though. I hope he really is okay. And I'm worried about the guy mentally. Like, I don't know what's up with him. Like, I like him. He's funny. But I hope he's okay.
I'm right there with you. So,
well,
just wanted him to be okay. I know Patrick Carnes tried calling before. I don't know if he's still in the chat or not, but he was at Raw tonight and wanted to call in. So.
Oh, Pat, yeah, call up. Yeah, I wonder if you ever met Hardy. Shit, I forgot to. Well, never mind. But no, what I will say is, fuck Dank Ops. Fuck him.
Yeah, you can definitely shave his head. I'll spit on it.
The reason why I say fuck Dank Ops is because, for apparently to me, no reason whatsoever, this guy is one of the guys that told JD don't work with me. And remember, like a while ago, JD got weird. Remember he got weird, like all of a sudden he didn't want the show on his channel anymore. Because originally, he was like, we'll do one on mine, one on yours. And after a few episodes, like real quick, all of a sudden that changed. And it got
stopped
weird.
Alternating. Yeah.
It was like I was some kind of weird cancer or something. And it was, I guess JD told me that, I don't know, Dank Ops said like, don't work with him or don't do anything with him or something or other. So fuck you, Dank Ops, you fucking cunt. Oh, fuck your ass. So I don't know why JD said that, but there you go. So that's why I fucking say fuck that guy. Hey, 206, you're live. What's up?
Yeah, this is the Joe Cronin Show, correct?
Oh, yeah, man. You're live. I'll put you right on.
Oh, awesome. Very good, man. All right, I just want to say, the Raw tonight, honestly, it wasn't as good as I expected. I recently heard you saying about 4 out of 10. Honestly, I think that's about right. I can agree. I'd say I would say it's definitely 4 out of 10. It's just,
I'm really tired. Like, I felt like it was a long show, too. But, I mean, I don't know. You could tell me because I'm so hungover from the Super Bowl shit that maybe it wasn't as bad. I might be crazy. Well, because some of the wrestling was all right. You know, I mean, like Bayley, Oscar, Bray Wyatt, Roman, the tag match at the end. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm wrong.
Right. Yeah, it could be a little more flashy, but you know,
yeah,
what it is, I guess.
They tried, but it was long, man. It was hard to watch. The commercials kill it. The commercials, the worst commercials. It's just there's another one.
Oh, yeah.
Right when the momentum seems like it's building a little bit, and you're like, okay, I feel like it's just like okay, commercial, and it kills it for me. These commercials.
Right. But I wanted to speak about Alexa Bliss when she came out with talking about with Kurt Angle. I was kind of curious. She acted like she was blaming Kurt Angle, and you know Kurt Angle got the crowd going. Saying that that she should definitely do that match. Alexa Bliss was acting like she didn't want to do that match.
Yeah, it was weird. Like she was like, she looked like she was gonna be face, and then all of a sudden she went into heel mode. Like, oh, I don't want any of that. All of a sudden, and it was just weird to me, man. I don't know. Good call, man. I appreciate the call, man. Call again, please. You're a good call. Thank you for calling, man. I got to move on though, but good call. We didn't have a lot of calls. We had a few calls earlier. I think a lot of people are ready for bed at this point. It is 1 a.m, and normally I would go live and do PUBG, but I'm fucking dead. But we love you guys. We're out of here. But again, don't miss. I'm uploading it now as we speak. It's going to take a little while to upload, but pretty soon it's going to be up there for you. It is the 1 hour long, over 1 hour, 1 hour and 7 minute episode of Trash Talk. 40 minutes into Trash Talk, it got a little crazy, and this is crazy. You don't want to miss what happens here. This is wild. Check this out.
Wow, what his website, third, and this is after she posted that lovely thing on Bailey's website.
Oh no!
Did you just call Bailey a faggot?
No, slip of the tongue. Sorry.
No.
Wow, so wait a second here, because what's going on with you and Bailey? Wait a minute. What's happening with you and Bailey?
I tried to talk to Bailey. He never talked to me, so I just let that go.
Okay. Well, he's one of the guys that thinks that you're a turncoat.
Just keep going.
Figures.
So check that out. It's a lot of fun. We talked about the Super Bowl and Philly fans eating shit, and eating horse shit, and just a bunch of other shit for over an hour. It's a pretty good episode. That was about 40 minutes into it. But it should be up on YouTube. My other YouTube channel that is non-wrestling, which is probably where we should have talked about half the shit we talked about tonight. But, fuck it, whatever. We're craving it, so we did it. YouTube.com, youtube.com/corruptedpodcast. Go over there and subscribe. Subscribe to Jake's channel, too, youtube.com/countdownended. And we are out of here. Come back and leave comments and whatever on this video later when it gets uploaded. Obviously, you guys can tell I'm tired of shit. And that's it. I'm done. See you on Twitter at Real Joe Cronin. Jake is a Countdown Ended. Is there anything you wanted to say before we go, Jake?
No. Fucking A. Raw sucked. Hopefully SmackDown's better.
Let's see what happens tomorrow night on SmackDown. We'll be live after SmackDown. I'll also be live off and on Twitch. So twitch.tv/Joe Cronin JCS. When I'm doing some gaming streams. I may wake up later and do some streaming. I don't know.
Joe, if you're listening, you stupid fuck. He looks like one of those guys that from Long Island that wants to be a white rapper, but he's 30-something years old, lives in his parents' basement with the droopy cap and the whatever, but he thinks he's Howard Stern, and he's got a cool way of talking in the microphone. And he's a shock jock or whatever, and somehow or another he accumulates followers on Twitter. It's fucking pathetic. So please, nobody listen to anything involving a guy named Joe Cronin, because it's just so fucking sad.
Jim Cornette has no dick.